Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Eric Linask. I'm with TMC, and it's my pleasure to kick off today's live webinar. Hopefully, you can all see today's title slide on your screens. Today's title, Success with Peerless Network. So while I don't really want to dwell on what's taken place this past year for very long, you all know how crazy it's been, and you all know that it's not quite over yet. But maybe more importantly, you all are also aware that so many of the changes that this global pandemic drove really are going to be with us permanently. You know what I'm talking about. For the better part of the last 12 months, we've all been working differently. We've all been interacting differently. We've all been selling and buying things differently. As have all of our partners, our customers, our colleagues. So even as we look forward to a brighter 2021 and further down the road into the future, we know that some of these changes aren't going away now that we've learned how to use the technologies available to us. And frankly, it's made some things even easier than we could have imagined. So if we jump back to March of 2020, when businesses had to quickly adjust to this new work environment that most weren't used to, it meant they needed to start leveraging technologies to enable workforces to work differently, yet effectively. Many were able to do it very quickly and easily, but others struggled. Some leveraged existing tools that they may have had to cobble together capabilities. Others rapidly implemented some form of new solutions that were available, maybe something that they found inexpensively, maybe others that they found free options for, and maybe some actually took the time to invest, research and investigate what they were doing. But when we come back today, really, I think those first two situations, those first two um, are really what most companies were in. They either leveraged their existing tools or cobbled or just rapidly started using whatever came to mind, whatever they were able to access quickly. But in either case, because that all happened so rapidly, and because they're now realizing that these changes, many of them are going to be permanent, and that they can actually be beneficial to their overall business success, they're starting to evaluate options for better, permanent solutions to enable what are really their next generation workforces, whatever that means for their individual situations. What that means is as those resellers, those VARs, those MSPs working directly with companies, you all need to make sure that you have the best solutions and the best understanding of those solutions and the best partnerships at your disposal to maximize on this fantastic opportunity. You know, these tools aren't new. Businesses have been adopting UCaaS and other cloud-based communications and networking solutions for years, but the majority of companies haven't really gone all the way there yet. They're still using many of their legacy technologies, or some, like I said, rapidly deployed cloud services that help them just get through this past year, but may not be really optimal for their unique needs. So either way, it's safe to say this past year has really accelerated digital adoption, and that in turn has created this tremendous opportunity for both the provider community as well as their channel partners. So to talk a little bit about that, I'm really happy to be joined for today's webinar by Rick Knight, Ryan Patterson, and Dion Johnson from Peerless Network. Welcome, gentlemen. So happy to have you with me today.
Thank you.
Rick, Ryan, and Dion are going to spend some time, talking about this opportunity and really making the case for why Peerless should be in your portfolio, so you too can maximize on this opportunity that's in front of you. Before I hand the presentation over to them, just a couple of quick pro notes. We have included some time at the end of today's session, as we always do, for your questions. So please feel free to use the interface on your screens at any time to submit your questions. And also have a few poll questions sprinkled in throughout today's session. We want to make sure you guys are all still paying attention. But really what we're hoping to accomplish with that is to use your participation in those poll questions to allow Rick, Ryan, and Dion to really tailor their commentary a little more specifically to what you all are doing and seeing in the market. So I thank you in advance for taking just a few moments to respond to those polls when they come up. So with that, I'm going to hand today's session over. It's all yours, gentlemen.
Ryan, I can hear you. I don't know if others can, but I can't.
Ryan,
I'm sorry,
you may
can you
be
hear me
muted.
now? Yep.
Yes.
Sorry about
Yes.
that. Thank you, everybody. Again, my name is Ryan Patterson. Thank you for kicking that off, Eric, is what I just said. And you know, I'm excited to talk to you guys about success with Peerless Network. I'm going to go through the agenda, and we obviously handled the introductions. I'm going to quickly hand it off after I go through the agenda to Rick Knight to go through why partner with Peerless Network and kind of a Peerless overview. I'm then going to talk about our suite of products and services. Excited to talk to you about the Commission Maximizer. Then Dion is going to jump on and go through a brief demo of the Peerless portal. Then I'm going to wrap it up. And as Eric said, we're going to go through a little bit of a Q&A at the end. So there you have it. Now I believe we're going to do a poll question, Eric.
Absolutely. If we can get the first poll question pushed out. Thank you.
There we go.
So we're looking to hear from you guys out there in our audience. What best describes your business? Consultant, MSP, interconnect, reseller, or enterprise customer? You know, so Ryan, while we wait for our audience to respond and let us know where they fall, you know, I mentioned that, you know, this opportunity. How big do you feel that this opportunity is for your channel partners right now, with all these situations changing?
It's absolutely huge. You know, a lot of people changing how they're working and reviewing their telecommunications costs. That's exactly where Peerless fits in. And certainly our agents have been very busy with a lot of things that we're going to be talking about, with upgrading from old technologies to newer IP, changing out systems to new UCaaS, and you know, enabling their entire workforces to work remotely is just the key, and what a lot of businesses are undergoing, you know, on a daily basis right now. So it is a huge opportunity out there for sure.
Excellent. So hopefully a lot of great information for our audience. And as you can see, we've got a fair number of consultants and then a mix of resellers and MSPs with some enterprise customers and interconnects sprinkled in there as well. So, you know,
absolutely,
hopefully that helps you as you address their needs.
Great. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for filling that out. Looks like some great information there. So I'm going to hand it off to Rick now, and he's going to be going through the overview of Peerless.
Thanks, everybody. I'm Rick Knight. I'm the Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Peerless. In addition to that, I'm also one of the co-founders of the company. We established the company back in 2007, 2008, with the main focus originally of getting other carriers, cable companies, IXCs, wireless companies connected to our network. We started off in 4 markets as really a provider of telephone numbers and an alternate tandem provider for long distance service with IXCs and CLECs to exchange traffic. We started in really 4 key markets. I think this is key. We started in Chicago, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and St. Louis. And a lot of people say, why did you initially start in those 4 markets? One area of our key core competency is always making sure the quality and the redundancy is in the network. It allowed us to have 2 native peers in our network from the get-go. It was also, if we did have an issue, we could get there quickly to refix or take care of whatever the customers may need within those markets. From there, we have now represent or cover over 93% of the U.S. population throughout the U.S. We're in every major Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 markets out there today, not to mention being connected to just about every single IXC, wireless company, cable company, voice over IP provider in the marketplace today. And what does that mean for our customers? It really means that over 93% of our calls stay on net, increasing the quality of the calls, and also allowing us to be very competitive from a cost perspective. Not only that, when you look at it since 2008, one of the key things talking about stability in the marketplace, every one of the co-founders, John Barnacle, Doug Lee, Jim Brewer, Tony Hiller, and myself, are actively still involved in the company. One individual can no longer participate due to some other circumstances, but everybody's still actively here, which gives our customers a strong basis that our policies and our direction of providing a high quality network and also what products and services we roll out is going to be the strategy. We're not like the bigger guys that are out there that are sitting there who will change their mind at any corner. We're here to support the services, our products, our customer base. And one of the things I think is proven behind that is when we look at overall, we're sort of the best kept secret in the telecommunications industry because we really focus the funds we have, our money, on really building into our infrastructure, into our network, making sure we have a white glove approach to our customer base, building the tools that you'll see later from Dion on the portal and others to really allow the technology we have in-house to your house to better support your customers overall. And when you take a look at that, that's what's key in today's environment. One of the things, by being connected to all those carriers, we heard earlier from Eric talking about the pandemic and how it happened. Peerless was really well positioned because being an EBITDA positive company, being well funded, we really took a look at our customers, the traffic coming in. First, we saw a huge increase of traffic coming in from China. Then we saw a large increase amount of traffic coming in from Italy and most Europe, throughout Europe. And we realized that this was going to be a bigger phenomenon than a lot of the other carriers noticed. During that time frame in February, when we looked at it, we added over 10 SBCs, ribbon SBCs into our network and 150,000 ports of capacity. What did that mean for our customers? We had no blockage on our network. Other carriers did because they weren't well prepared for that. And that flexibility and understanding of the financial strength and understanding our customers and traffic really allows us to adjust to any kind of issue that's out there, no matter if it's a unique application for your customers or for your own business, or really focusing on trying to hit any kind of spike in traffic, new products or new technologies. And that's where I think we really become a leader in innovation in the marketplace today. And you'll see more of that today. Today in our network, we have over millions of channels in our network. And once again, the reason I say that is because we're really sort of the best kept secret, not to repeat myself, but we really invest in our network, in our customers, and in the technology to be able to provide unique products and services and support necessary for you guys to be successful. Page. Once again, just looking at our network reach, we reach over 98% of the U.S. I think I said 93 earlier. Sorry about that. 200 plus LATAs, over 4,300 interconnections with other carrier switches. But more importantly, when you look at this map, you can see these are our POPs where we cover the whole area and the whole LATA that's in there. But what you'll see all these little loops between the markets and the circuits because we make it completely redundant throughout our network. There's not one single point of failure in our network today. We really focus on that because, look, you can get the best price in the marketplace, but if you don't have the quality behind it, and when your customers call in for a customer service call, two things. One, they either had a bad experience, lost revenue, or two, that costs money. So whatever you're saving, you're really not recouping by a lower price that's out there. The other thing on this reach, you'll see that we are connected. We have a POP in Canada and Service Canada, and we also are a full service provider within the United Kingdom too. So we're able to provide services in both those markets, continue expanding our reach and trying to make the world local. We are focused on further expansion within Europe, but due to the COVID pandemic, it has slowed us down from travel restrictions, which I think everybody is well aware of these days. But if you take a look at Peerless overall, our main focus is really this. One, really focus on quality because it's the key component. Two, making sure we have the new products and technology as we move forward, moving our systems and our services and our biz transparency really in our systems so you can go ahead and provide the best service to your customers and get real-time information. And three, to continue to expand our reach to provide more services in 2020 and beyond. I really appreciate you guys' time and joining us today. Ryan?
All right. Thank you very much, Rick. Appreciate it. I believe now we're going to do another poll question, and then I'm going to get into the products and services.
You got it, Ryan. Thank you. So now, we'd love to hear from you. When you're going to deal with customers, do you lead with UCaaS, SIP, analog PRI, or TDM, or you let the customer dictate that discussion? So Ryan, it's interesting. So having covered VoIP and unified communications on the media side for well over a decade now, UCaaS is obviously first and foremost on my mind. But
Right.
based on the question, and I suspect based on the responses that we're going to see, that's not necessarily the case out in the real world.
Yeah, it's really great, the opportunities that have presented themselves over the years, as you said, especially during the pandemic. A lot of people moving remote, some people wanting to keep their same systems, as well as integrations. When you look at the tremendous growth in the Teams industry, we're going to be talking about that a little bit more today. But with the Peerless SIP trunking integrating with the Teams, that's really driven up the SIP opportunity out there in the marketplace as well. So yeah, we'll see what the results are, but I'm sure Cloud PBX will probably be leading, but SIP trunk shouldn't be too far behind it.
Well, you guys should all be seeing
far.
the results now.
Let the customer. It's all about the customer dictating. I think that's kind of sums that up right there. Is whatever the customer needs, we have a solution for them, and I think that's a good segue into what I'm going to be talking about today with the Peerless products and services. Peerless is really a carrier that's not trying to be everything to everyone. We just want to be the #1 voice provider in the industry. And I think when you think about success with Peerless, it's really every voice opportunity that you come across, there's an opportunity with Peerless that's there, whether it's SIP trunking, UCaaS, inbound and outbound calling, toll-free, just need DIDs, SMS messaging. We've got a great solution, and it's over our own network, which is a very unique thing about the SIP and the UCaaS carriers in the industry. Peerless is selling that service over our own network, which is not a very common thing. In addition to that, and I don't want to steal too much of Dion's thunder, is our platform services. He's going to be showing you a brief demo on the Peerless portal. But when you're talking about success with Peerless, you're talking about one of the first things you're talking about is how user-friendly and easy the Peerless portal is for our customers and our agents to manage their customers. Everything that you do in the Peerless portal is real time. You can activate SIP trunks in minutes, UCaaS seats as well in minutes. And I won't, like I said, I was going to not steal Dion's thunder, but I think I did a little bit. So the next slide here, I'm going to talk about SIP trunking. So absolutely our flagship product here at Peerless that's continued to present more and more opportunities. We talk about Microsoft Teams that we're certified with, Cisco, Asterisk, Mitel, Avaya, 3CX, ShoreTel, and many, many more systems out there in the marketplace. But I tell you, the real driver behind this is all of the TDM service that's still out there. And a lot of the big companies right now increasing the PRI rates and increasing the analog rates out there, and it is driving customers to make quick moves and quick decisions and move over to SIP. Now, what's great about the Peerless SIP product is it's super easy to understand. It's $4.99 for 3-year SIP trunks, metered. It's $11 for unlimited trunks, which is a great price there. If you're looking for an analog line, it is SIP analog, and we'll deliver an ATA, a Grand Stream, and it's around $12 for that. And our PRI pricing, that is a full $115 for a full PRI. That includes 23 SIP trunks, as well as an EdgeMark device on site, all for $115. So you're big savings there. That is the metered price. The unlimited price is $250 or $253. And we're selling them like crazy. When the increases keep coming from the big carriers, the orders keep coming on that. So success with Peerless is absolutely SIP trunking. Now I want to get into the next slide, but we're talking about Teams, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail there. But I believe we're going to do our last poll question.
You got it, Ryan. So, as Ryan mentioned, we're going to get into a little bit about Microsoft and Teams. So, how often are you encountering questions about Microsoft Teams direct routing? Several times a week, 1 to 3 times a week, less than once a week, or never? And Ryan, certainly, I don't imagine that never is going to be the response for most, although it certainly
Yeah,
may be,
sure.
because again, as far as media attention, direct routing is really one of the best right now.
Yeah, it really is, and it's certainly keeping us busy. Peerless has a unique offering with being the backbone, one of the voice backbones of the industry. And again, we try to make everything as simple as possible to do business with Peerless, and you'll see that is a common theme with our Teams product. And just throwing out some statistics there. Over the last 9 months, over 115 million people have migrated over to the Teams platform. So certainly a big growth industry there.
And if you look at the
Okay,
results,
on
I was
occasion.
obviously wrong, Ryan. We've got a quarter of our
Yeah.
responses who never get that. So,
hmm
hopefully what you're going to share with them is going to provide them some information that they can go out to their customers with.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'll get right into that now. So with the Peerless SIP trunks and Microsoft Teams, you may ask, what is direct routing for Teams? Well, quite simply, it's Peerless offering the SIP trunks, Microsoft bringing the Teams environment, putting those together or marrying those two things together to create a cloud PBX solution where you get all the features and functionality from the Teams platform and all the voice features from Peerless. And it's kind of a best in breed. Microsoft does a good job on Teams, and Peerless does a fantastic job bringing the voice solution in. And obviously, there's some big savings. Next slide is the considerations. So there's really 3 options when you're looking at Teams direct routing providers. You could go with Microsoft Direct. They do sell SIP trunks, but with that, you're paying a lot more. There's no support. They don't have a Teams SIP direct routing customer service. You don't get a lot of training. You're doing your porting yourself, and most likely you'll have to purchase your own SBC. You could go through a third-party PBX provider. That's definitely an option out there. You are adding with a separate seat an additional layer of cost for one. It's a lot more expensive, as well as another layer of risk. Or you could go with Peerless and our native direct routing provided product. We are a voice provider. We want to be the #1 voice provider in the industry, and with 10 billion minutes on our network, we're doing pretty well. 24/7 US support, a full implementation team to help you implement your team solution across the platform, manage the porting process. You get all the Teams features, and you get all those robust voice features that I was talking about, like geo redundancy, load balancing, fail-safe routing, all included with our SIP offering. So what do you really need to do direct routing with Peerless? Well, you need the Office 365 subscription, or your customer does. You need the phone system add-on, which is around $8, the E1 or E3 with Microsoft. Then you need an SBC, and with Peerless, our cloud-based SBC, as Rick talked about, the ribbon-based SBC, will provide that. And then you need SIP trunks from your favorite voice provider, which we hope is Peerless in this case. So just a real quick scenario, actual customer scenario to show you the actual savings that we're talking about here. We'll just do an apples to apples comparison, and then I'll mention one really unique thing about Peerless. 500 trunks with Microsoft with international plan is an extra $12 a user. With Peerless metered plan, 500 trunks, everything metered rates, over a 77% savings. So just a tremendous savings. But on top of that, one thing that's very unique about Peerless that we bring to the table that you're not getting from Microsoft and you're not getting from many other providers out there is we allow oversubscription. So very few companies have a 1-to-1 trunking to personnel ratio. Unless you're a telemarketer or a call center or something, you have 100 employees, you're not going to get 100 SIP trunks. Well, with Microsoft and a few of our competitors, You have to have one trunk for every Microsoft license. With Peerless, we allow oversubscription, so you can trunk it accordingly. If there's 100 employees and you only need 30 trunks, that's not only a smart business move for them to not be over trunked, but it's a great savings on their part as well. So great opportunities with Peerless for Microsoft Teams and our direct products, so keep us in mind there. Next product that we're going to talk about is the Peerless Cloud PBX solution. It's our own proprietary platform, which is great, and it integrates very nicely with the portal that Dion's going to show you today. And again, it comes back to being very simple, easy to use, priced accordingly, and extremely competitive out there. The Essential platform, the Complete platform, and the Premium seat are our three different options. And I'll show you just what's included with each of these. The Essential seat is our basic Cloud PBX offering. It's $11.99 on a 3-year term, includes unlimited calling, but it's really not very many features on that because it's meant for conference phones, lunchroom phones, something like that. Then we have our Complete extension, which is by far our most popular extension. At $13.50, includes all of our basic features, including call forwarding, screening, recording, our mobile and our desktop app. Everything includes our self-care portal, but digital receptionist, all of that this is pretty much everything a business needs at $13.50 a seat. Then we have our Premium extension, which is our full collaboration package. It includes all the features of the Essentials and the Complete extension and voice, video, collaboration, screen share, and everything else that's included with our collaboration package. So just a great, simple, easy to understand, easy to sell offer for our customers and our agents. Just a quick view into the self-care portal. It's called our Cloud PBX Me application. It's our desktop self-care portal that gives the end user all the abilities to do find me, follow me features, recordings, call screening, set up their own voicemail, conferencing. Great service there, as well as our collaboration and our application. You can send and receive SMS text messages, host and attend video conferences from your mobile or your desktop app, do screen sharing, collaboration, extension dialing, really from anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world for that matter. You just need a good quality internet connection. So it's been a very popular product for us. So last, before I hand it off to Dion, I want to talk to you about the Peerless Maximizer. As you saw from our very competitive SIP pricing at $4.99 or $11, as well as our very competitive PRIs, analog, and our Cloud PBX is also very competitive. We had a lot of agents asking us if we can mark up our pricing. And with the Peerless Maximizer, you can actually do that. So if you were to sell a $115 PRI, and you wanted to mark that up $100, Peerless pays you your normal residual on the standard MRCs, and then 100% of the pass-through on the markup. So it provides a tremendous opportunity to make 50, 60, 70% residual on these accounts. And obviously, with how competitive Peerless is priced, it gives you a great ability to do that. And Dion's going to show you with the portal how you can do that yourself, create a unique proposal, unique profile, to deliver a proposal to your customer with a marked up pricing and get 50, 60, 70% residual on that as well. So great opportunity there. I'm going to give you, at the end of the presentation, our contact information and the channel managers around the country so we can follow up with additional information on all the products and services. So now I'm going to hand it off to Dion. Here we go. There you go, Dion.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, so we are now logged into our Peerless portal here, and I am logged in currently under a demo agent account we have set up. So this would be the same view that all of you would have upon receiving logins into the portal. And like Ryan said, we'll step through showing you how to manage your customers, utilizing the Peerless Maximizer, and how to make any moves as changes on behalf of your customer. I am currently logged in, and it brings us to the home page here. The home page gives you a little more information on how to manage your prospects and create proposals and quotes, how to utilize the Peerless Maximizer, and a one-stop shop of how to manage all of your customers. And we'll step through the menu items and touch briefly on these on the left-hand side of the screen here. We'll first look at the dashboard. The dashboard gives you a snapshot of your overall customer base. In the demo account here, we have 2 customers that are built, and they both have accepted the invitation, so they are live and ready to go inside of the Peerless portal. The status would change if you had 10 customers and 7 have accepted the invitation. It will show you the status here, 7 out of 10 have accepted. There's stats that you can sort your customers top by balance or by credit. And there's links you can click on, and it'll bring those customers up right for you as well too. Next, we'll take a look at the agent section. And this allows you as an agent, if you have sub-agents under you, as we have a demo sub-agent created here inside of the portal, but you can simply add a sub-agent in the portal as well. You just need to add the company name, their email address, first and last name. And once you click the invite button, they would receive an email with a URL to click on, and then they would be able to become a sub-agent under your agency account. So as simple as that to add a sub-agent underneath your agent account. The next section we have is the customer section. And this is where you would be able to manage all of your customers' needs. You're able to add new services on behalf of your customer. You can make any moves, adds, or changes. And one of the really awesome things that we've added into our portal here is what we call the impersonate button. When you click the impersonate, that now will give you the login and point of view from your customer standpoint. And then that allows you to make any moves, adds, changes on behalf of your customer. Your end user customer would also have the same abilities to make any moves, adds, or changes if they wanted, or Peerless would be more than happy to do that on behalf of you and your customer. But again, under customers, you have a complete one-stop shop to manage all of your customer needs. We'll take a look next at the pricing section. And this is the Peerless Maximizer that Ryan was referring to. It allows you to create your own custom pricing profile with a % markup. If you created any, they would show when you click here, any pricing profile that you've already created will show here. And to add a new pricing profile, we simply click the pricing profile, and we have a small short wizard that steps you through and helps you build out a pricing profile. So we will call this our Elite Plan 1. And across the top here, you have your service terms. The great thing about our Peerless Maximizer is that you're able to include multiple service terms inside of a pricing profile. So in my Elite Plan 1, if I wanted to include the 24-month term, and we'll say I wanted to mark this up 35%, I simply hit the calculate button, and the system automatically comes and auto-calculates the 35% markup. So the recurring cost here would be the Peerless standard pricing, and then the recurring price would be with the 35% markup. As you see, SIP channels here at $5.99 on a 24-month with the markup that's marked up to $8.09. You still have the ability after doing the percent markup that you can click individually inside of a field, and if you wanted to custom mark a field up individually, you still can do that. And we'll say inside of our Elite Plan 1, I also wanted to include the 36-month term, and we'll mark this up at 25%. And again, the system will automatically calculate the 25% markup. And again, if I wanted to mark up a little more one individual field, I can simply type in and mark up a field. So after you now have included and built out your pricing plan, now we can go to our proposal section, and you're able to utilize a pricing profile that you created to build and build out a quote for one of your customers. Under the profile section, to add a prospect and to be able to send a quote to someone, we just simply hit the add prospect, and all you have to do is type in the only required field is the company name, and we'll just call this pet store. And that is the only required field. If you have the additional information here, the email address or business address, you can add it. But to create one, you simply just need to have the company name. And now that brings me, after my prospect has been added successfully, I can now add a proposal for my prospect. So for your proposal, you'll have to give it a proposal title, and we'll keep it the same as the pet store. We built in a custom greeting for you for your proposal that you're sending. If you wanted to change and customize this, you simply can click inside of the box and you're able to edit the greeting message that we defaulted into the system. Your contact information will go in the section here. And here's where you're able now to select and create and add your own customized pricing that you created. It defaults to the Peerless standard pricing, but if I wanted to use the Elite plan that I just created, I can simply click there and add my Elite plan 1. And now I have my service terms of my 24-month or 36-month. We'll go with the 36-month term, and we'll click down here and we'll add a SIP trunk. And we have to also give the SIP trunk a name. The amount of channels that we want on the SIP trunk, we'll add 15. And you'll notice as I go through and add data here, the system automatically calculates the total pricing for the quote as we're building this out. We'll say we want to add 5 DIDs, basic DIDs, and 10 DIDs with E911 and CNAM delivery. We'll also add 1,000 domestic minutes. And again, as I'm entering my data, the system is automatically calculating the total initial cost and the monthly cost. And then you have options to include taxes. You can include them with detail, or if you wanted to exclude and not have the taxes on the quote, that's an option as well too, but we do give the ability to include taxes with details. We will hit the generate proposal button. The system will go out and now put this in a nice PDF file for us. And it's loaded, and we'll take a look at the quote that we put together for the pet store. As you can see, here's our portal proposal with the date. The customer name would be here. Your contact information would be in this section. And then here's the default greeting message, again, that you're able to customize to your liking with your contact information. And then we go into, it gives a little more information about the Peerless portal, about Peerless Network and our network and who we are, the products and solutions that are offered inside of the portal, and a little more information about the simplicity and real-time visibility into the Peerless portal. And then we get into the actual quote itself here. We've offered trunks and DIDs. So here's the SIP trunk with the 15 channels, the 5 basic DIDs. We have 10 DIDs with E911 and CNAM delivery. And then we've included 1,000 domestic outbound minutes. And again, it breaks down all the setup, recurring, and total cost. And built right into our proposal, we've added the click to accept right from the proposal. So your customer has the ability to click this and they will receive a link to go through getting everything accepted and getting added into the Peerless portal. So it's as simple as that to create a quote for your customer. And again, we simplify things by having the click to accept a proposal right built inside of it, which simplifies and gets customers turned up sooner and more service faster delivered to them. All right, we'll jump back over to the Peerless portal, and we'll take a quick look at the customer section and how to impersonate a customer and what that standpoint looks like. So once we click the impersonate button, you'll notice that the login now has given me the point of view of the customer, where I am now logged in as the demo customer. And my menu on the left-hand side has changed a little bit here. And we'll take a quick look at the SIP trunks section. And when you click on SIP trunks, it will display any of the SIP trunks that the current customer has built under their account. We do offer, as Ryan mentioned earlier, a static IP, a registered trunk, and a Microsoft Teams direct routing trunk. And to add a new SIP trunk, we have a wizard built inside of the portal to show how to build and add a SIP trunk. First thing is to, again, give it a name, and we'll stick with the same naming convention. You have your trunk type to select. Again, the 3 we offer, and we'll go with the static IP for this. And I do want to point out throughout the portal, we have tooltips that are built inside of the portal. In the event that you come across a field that you're not sure what is being asked, you can click the tooltip, and there's a little more information built inside of the portal for you. The next would be the PBX type. There's a list that is built into the portal here. For this, I'll just select an Avaya system. Your DTMF number format, we offer national 10-digit, international, and E164. The PBX location, and then your fax treatment. We do have T38 protocol with fallback to G711. After your config tab, next is the amount of channels that you want added on the SIP trunk. Your DID routing, this would be the inbound IP information of where the customer will want to receive their inbound traffic to their network. You simply have to enter the IP address. You can add multiple, you can have up to 10 different IPs that can be added here. Your signaling port, your UDP, which is defaulted to 5060. And if you have multiple IPs, this is where Ryan mentioned the load balancing. You can, again, have up to 10 different IPs, and you can select your own priority and weight. For the source tab, that would be the IP information of where the customer would be sending their traffic back towards Peerless. And again, they can have multiple IPs added, built here up to 10, where they can source from their network back to Peerless. And lastly is the codec selection. We support 4 different codecs, your G711U, G711A, G729, and G729AB. You can select all up to 4. We support all 4, and your priority can be rearranged into your customer's needs. After the codec selection, that brings us to the checkout, where we'll give a breakdown of the 15 SIP channels that we've added. And once the trunk button is hit down on the right-hand side, as Ryan mentioned earlier, the portal is real-time automated. This trunk is provisioned within a matter of minutes on our side and ready for use for same day turnaround. Your SIP trunk can be ready and taking traffic. Ryan, I will turn this back over to you.
Okie dokie. Thanks, Dion.
Oh, you're welcome. Find your name here.
It's great stuff on the portal. Here we go. Great stuff on the portal, and obviously, hopefully everybody sees how user-friendly and easy that portal can be with doing quotes, click to sign for your customers, and turning up SIP trunking. And Cloud PBX, you can do the same thing real time. The second you hit enter, live and active. So thank you again, Dion, for going through that. Want to go through here real quick. The why Peerless. Just to sum everything up, what are the key differentiators, and when should you be thinking about Peerless? And as I said before, it's really any voice opportunity, Peerless has an outstanding solution for, whether it's analog, PRI, straight SIP trunks, Microsoft Teams, or UCaaS, or Cloud PBX services. Peerless has a great solution for you. Anything SIP trunking is a great fit for Peerless. We have metered and unlimited options. We can put together a great disaster recovery network with our geo redundancy. Big LD minute deals when you have a network the size of Peerless and not near the overhead of many of the bigger companies out there. We can get great, very competitive on LD pricing. As you saw from our Cloud PBX overview, we can offer our complete extension at a very competitive price, includes all of the features that any business is going to need, from call recording to audio conferencing to the mobile and desktop app and SMS messaging. Our speed to revenue or speed to commission is absolutely unmatched by our competition out there. Our average installation is 3 to 5 days, and when you can hit a button and activate trunks, nobody can deliver service faster than Peerless. And the Peerless Maximizer. It's a great opportunity to increase residual, increase revenue for our agents and our MSPs out there in the marketplace, and it's been very popular in that fact as well. Last thing is that, it shouldn't be a differentiator, but Peerless doesn't believe in adding surcharges or marking up our taxes, which shouldn't be a differentiator, like I said, but unfortunately it is in this marketplace. The last slide here, or second to the last slide here, why Peerless Network? I'll finish with this. I mean, Dion really did a great job going through the Peerless portal. We want to make it as easy as possible to do business with Peerless, and that we do with delivering a portal where you can be hands-on with your customers, or give your customers the ability to do all their moves, adds, and changes themselves. Self-service portal, giving you pricing, updates on trouble tickets, real-time reporting on usage and billing for your customers. The other thing is, Rick had mentioned we have over 1 million SIP trunks on system. So that means we're experienced. We're very good at voice. We're one of the top providers in the industry. We're one of the voice backbones. Any voice opportunity, you should definitely be considering Peerless for quoting us there. Our size and flexibility is another reason to use Peerless. We're not the biggest company in the industry, and we think that's a great thing. We're all based in the U.S., and Chicago is where our corporate headquarters is. We're not servicing internationally or anything like that. So we're flexible. We can customize solutions to you and your customers, and we've got an outstanding, very reliable, and excellent service that we're delivering with that. So last but not least, I mentioned that we like to make it as easy as possible to do business with Peerless, and we do that with our channel team. Channel@peerlessnetwork.com. If you need any quotes or additional any opportunities that you're working on. Gloria is our channel director in the West. Doug is our channel director in the Southeast. James is here with me in the Midwest. And then Steve is in Dallas in the Southwest with us. So we're here to help you, here to support you, whether it's pre-sales, helping you with quotes or opportunities, or getting Dion involved with more technical opportunities. We're here for whatever you need to make it as easy as possible to do business with Peerless. So thank you for that. And I believe we're going to move on to Q&A at this point. You're on mute, I believe, Eric.
Lips are moving and you guys can't hear anything. Sorry about that.
Yeah. I don't know what that's Ryan. Like at all. Yeah.
Fantastic insight from all three of you, and appreciate you guys taking the time. And yeah, we do have some questions coming. If you haven't had a chance to get your questions to us, now's the time to do that. You know what, Ryan, maybe keep that contact information slide up for a little while so folks have a chance to jot that down if they want to get in touch. You know what, Rick, you've had a chance to sit quietly for a little while. Let me jump over to you with the first question. Talk a little bit about your international reach.
Our international reach today, we provide full service in Canada and in the UK. So we're fully functional within the UK. Our goal this year was to expand into France and Germany. Well, it was really our goal last year before the pandemic hit. But due to travel restrictions with COVID, we're not able to get our team over there to expand it. So right now we're fully operational in the United Kingdom and also within Canada. But if you're looking at international termination from a long distance perspective, we have a great relationships with all the foreign PTTs. We're connected to a majority of them as well. So we're able to provide great top quality tier 1 termination internationally as well.
Thanks, Rick. Ryan, you spent some time talking about Peerless Maximizer, and that's certainly a very interesting tool. Is there a limit to the amount that partners can mark up services?
Oh, great question. No, there really isn't. Most commonly, people are marking it up. Actually, there's really no common thread there. It's from a couple dollars to hundreds of dollars, and there's really no limit to it. And again, I can't stress that how popular that's been with us, with where our pricing is, as competitive as it is. There's certainly some room there to make some additional commission on that. So good question, and thank you.
So, certainly convenience is always a factor. When it comes to Teams, can users just live in their Teams app, or are they going to need to toggle back and forth between the Peerless and their Teams apps?
Great question, and I'll take that one. So for the most part, you'll be living in the Teams app to do the features and the functionality of the Cloud PBX solution when it's married with Peerless. However, if you want to do any moves, as in changes, adding DIDs, numbers, doing fail-safe routing, any of those voice features on the Peerless network, as well as reviewing your invoice and viewing your real-time, usage on that. Those are things that you'll get from the Peerless portal, which Dion went through, and we're happy to certainly schedule a follow-up call and do that for you and go through that with you.
Excellent, thanks, Ryan. And certainly, if Rick or Dion, if you guys have anything to add to any of these questions, feel free to jump right in. Invitation is always open.
Yeah, I'd like to add just on our SIP trunking portion, right? On our SIP trunking. Today, as I said earlier, we have over 1 million SIP channels in our network today, which is a large amount of SIP channels. But the thing is, and when you look at Microsoft Teams and all the other feature functionality, the basic product is there. We just offer a ton of flexibility on the product. So no matter if your customer is using Teams, doesn't want to use Teams, or wants to add the other features, it's all there and all accessible by a portal. So you don't have to call in and provide an order to a member on the support team or the sales team. You're able to do that on the fly, right? There's no longer you have to submit the order, wait 72 hours to get it taken care of when you're making move changes or want to add capacity to the network. I think it offers a great amount of flexibility and functionality for customers.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Rick. What about, do you have any way of providing QoS statistics or some kind of a dashboard that easily shows utilization, quality, capacity, on the SIP trunks, makes it easier for your partners or their customers?
Good question. As far as capacity, as far as the usage and the usage reporting, as I mentioned, that's all handled real time through the Peerless portal, and you can log in. The agents are going to be able to log in and view that like I said, in real time with their own business, as well as with any of their customers. In the portal as well, they'll be able to view real-time stats and usage stats on each individual customer there as well. So
now, Ryan, from the customer standpoint, from their standpoint of view, there's a dashboard which for a customer gives an overall snapshot of if they have UCAS with us, their total seats, total calls that are active, SIP trunks. It will show all of their SIP trunks, how many total active calls they have right now. So from the customer's dashboard, there's a reporting tool that gives them a snapshot of all services that they may have built with Peerless.
In addition to that, they also get real-time CDRs, so they can pull up the CDRs as well. Correct, Dion?
Yeah, that's also correct, Rick. So yeah, real live-time CDRs are built right into the portal.
Excellent, thanks. Now, what about updating dial plans on the UCAS platform, or reducing seats or trunks? Can that be done by partners or clients just as easily as they can add them?
Yeah, I'll take that. That's exactly true. So customers can go after they provision a trunk. They have the ability then to click on that trunk. They can increase sessions, decrease them. And the great thing about our portal is the customer, they don't have to call in or put an order in with Peerless. It's all real time. So they had 20 sessions and they want to increase their trunk to 30. They go in, they can edit that and hit update trunk, and those changes take effect live real time. And it's the same setup on the UCAS side of things, where if they needed to add another seat, remove a seat, that's all done through a wizard that can build and add a seat. And again, everything's real time automated and can be done in a matter of a couple of minutes within the portal.
Thanks,
Great
Dion.
question.
What about encryption or security on the SIP trunks? Can you guys speak a little bit to what you're doing there?
Yeah, so another great question. So every trunk that you build has the ability there's to add TLS SRTP encryption. The trunks are defaulted to unencrypted, but any registered SIP trunk, MS Teams trunk that you are building with us, you have the customer has the ability to turn on TLS SRTP encryption on each individual trunk.
Thanks, Dion. How long does it typically take for number porting? And what do you do? Do you do anything in terms of providing temporary DIDs when that process is taking place, or how quickly can you get people up and running?
Great question. Yeah, absolutely. With the portal, and again, we can do a follow-up demo on this to whoever would like to see it. You can assign DIDs real time, as quick as you can turn up a trunk. You can also assign DIDs real time. Porting is more, we're reliant on the losing carrier in those cases, and we can do anywhere from 3 days to some of the really large ports are 10 to 15 and even maybe a little bit longer, but that's still really out of our control 100%. But we do all of our porting team is all internal, and we port a lot of numbers on a monthly basis, so we're very good at it. We port them mostly into Peerless.
Right. And the other key factor with that is we have a full team dedicated to porting with inside Peerless. So if there is an emergency situation, we can always expedite those orders with the losing carrier to improve on those timeframes as well.
Excellent. Well, thanks, gentlemen. I know that there are still a few questions coming in, but that's really the time that we have allotted for today's session. I know that the team over at Peerless will get to any of the additional questions. I know there's some specifically around pricing and such that they'll handle offline with you guys after today's event. And again, if there are any additional questions, you'll all be getting contact information offline following today's event, along with details on how you can get back and access the on-demand version of today's event. And certainly feel free to share that with any of your colleagues who may not have been able to join us on the line live today. So again, with that, we're to the end of the time that we have today. I wish you all a very happy afternoon, and hopefully we'll see you guys again here very soon. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Eric.